We covered a few films this year on the channel, on the show. One was Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, which I loved, but it kind of flopped domestically. And that was a big shocker for me. $172 million domestically, which puts it at number 13 on the year on the domestic chart. It fared better internationally with a $567 million worldwide total, which puts it at number 8 on the global charts. But it had an estimated budget of around $300 million, and with that high of a budget, $567 worldwide, $172 domestic is not a good showing at all. I'm not 100% sure why it didn't perform better. I thought it was really well done, highly rated among both critics and audiences. I was expecting positive word of mouth to propel it beyond the opening weekend. It's a Tom Cruise franchise actioner, and Tom's last movie, Top Gun Maverick, was in a similar vein, and it single-handedly saved the box office last year. So I was expecting something similar here with the box office numbers. If for nothing else, just coming off the goodwill that was created by Top Gun Maverick. But we must have been too far removed from Top Gun's release. I feel like if this had been ready to go last Thanksgiving or Christmas 2022, when everybody was still hyped from Top Gun, it would have fared much better domestically. I could be totally wrong there, but that's the feeling I get. I think the trailer actually played in front of Top Gun Maverick. The trailer for Mission Impossible played in front of Top Gun Maverick. And after Top Gun Maverick ended, I came out of there going like, man, all right, when's that Mission Impossible coming out? Because I like Top Gun Maverick so much. It was also followed by Barbie and Oppenheimer less than 2 weeks later, which was the movie event of the year. Like, that's not even arguable. There was nothing else that even compared to the Barbenheimer weekend. So any legs that Dead Reckoning may have had would have been cut off at the knees by those two movies. It's also a symptom of the post-pandemic era. There are so many options on streaming, and people have become so accustomed to watching from home. Plus, you've got theater to streaming release windows are so short now that a film really has to strike the target audience as a must-see immediately type release to post the kinds of numbers we had got used to seeing in the last 20 years. And now you've got like a 45-day window between theatrical release and home streaming release. So unless it's something that really grabs people's attention, that they have to go see it in theaters right now, a lot of people are now just waiting 45 days for the home video release. And for whatever reason, Dead Reckoning just was not that type of film this year. Up next, Oppenheimer. I mentioned Oppenheimer earlier, which I did not like. I know I'm in a minority, just did not do it for me. And I said so on the show, clipped it on YouTube, and I got a bunch of keyboard warriors smashing that dislike button. I guess they're mouse warriors or phone tap warriors smashing that dislike button instead of actually doing something productive with their lives. But anyway, even though I didn't like it, it did incredible business. Number 5 domestic box office, number 3 globally, and I gotta say, I don't get it. I get a good box office show in the first week because a lot of people like me who love movies and didn't care anything about Barbie, but love Christopher Nolan and biopics and epic historical dramas and Cillian Murphy, we're going to go see that opening weekend. But I honestly thought that more people would hate this movie and it would start getting poor word of mouth after opening weekend and then get destroyed by Barbie. But nope. International smash. Congratulations to Christopher Nolan and everybody involved. And maybe his next movie will have similar success and be more my cup of tea. All right, last movie we covered on the show, Sound of Freedom. This was another smash. $184 million domestically, $248 globally, number 10 on the domestic list. And I didn't put the global list number on my notes, but I think it was number 21 globally. Domestically, that puts it ahead of Taylor Swift era's concert film, Indiana Jones, Mission Impossible, Transformers, Creed, Elemental, Fast X, Hunger Games, Scream, The Flash, Dungeons and Dragons, and The Marvels domestically on the year. And that's against a $15 million budget, limited release, and 4 years of post-production. Limbo, that makes it one of the most profitable indie films of all time. It was a good movie. Really hard watch, but it's an important subject matter, and I'm glad it has enjoyed the success that it has. Finally, a roundup on the other big films this year. Barbie, which I already mentioned, but I have not seen, topped both the domestic and global box offices with $636 million and $1.4 billion, respectively. Super Mario Brothers, which I have seen and thought was excellent. I went with my oldest daughter. We loved it. We've watched it I don't know how many times now that it's on streaming. It hit number 2 on both charts with $574 million and $1.4 billion. Superhero films, which had been my favorite subgenre of speculative fiction for about 2 decades, have begun to struggle as a genre, but a few cracked the top 10 of both charts. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse landed at number 3 domestically with $381 million and number 6 internationally with $690. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 ended at number 4 on both charts with $359 million and $845 million respectively. And Ant-Man 3 landed at numbers 8 and 10 with $214 and $476 million. And I have seen none of these films. And I plan to talk more about that in the new year. So stay tuned. And that is the box office roundup for 2023. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Consider supporting us on Patreon, and we'll see you soon.
Can't have the words like that. Words like that. Oh.